Hey guys, good morning. I hope everyone is doing well on this day, day. I am on my way to go handle some business and to have a me day. I am so excited, but I wanted to come to you guys and talk to you guys because y'all remember like that conversation when I used to be like, I don't need a nanny, yada yada yada. I would never hire a nanny, yada yada yada. Yeah, I'm eating those words up right now, you guys, because why are we in the process of finalizing our interviews for a nanny, for a full-time nanny? And I am just, it's so funny just how things work out sometimes. It's like, really, God? Like, I remember literally saying, like, I would never do that, I would never, but that's why they say never, right? Because here we are, and I am legit finalizing interviews. I have two more interviewees today that I will be finalizing and then doing reference checks and all of that good stuff. So I'm really excited, you guys. But it's scary, you know. Anything new is scary. And I remember my husband, he said that before. He was like, within every transition there's going to be some kind of like just that sense of new beginnings. And when I tell you guys, like, we are in our 8th year of marriage, I have 8 children, like the number 8 and the concept of new beginnings is just running so rampant in our life. It's like, even this journey that I'm on currently, besides finding a nanny, of like just becoming, if is sometimes when you feel like you have a new child, it's like, oh, now I'm a new mom of 3, I'm a new mom of 5, and in my case I'm a new mom of 8, right? But you still have to become that person. And even though you go through the experience of 40 weeks of being pregnant, that's not the true process or the only process of becoming that new creature, right? I believe that is solely, and it doesn't just take place when you give birth, but it's actually like a metamorphosis. I hope I said that right. To me, in my experience, it feels like a not figuratively, but I mean not physically, but figuratively, it feels like a sense of metamorphosis when you are becoming, like you have to transition from the person that you once was to the person that God is now creating in you to become. And I say all of that, and I know that was a whole mouthful. I say all of that because I'm in that process of becoming. And I was kind of struggling figuring out, you guys. I think it's part of like my postpartum journey that I was experiencing, like depression a little bit. I was experiencing that, and I was feeling the Holy Spirit guiding me and really wanting me to decide, not to decide, but to just see, who am I becoming? Like, who am I becoming? Who is Samvia? And it was like a transitional period for me where I had to see, like, I am becoming this new creature in Christ. Like, I am becoming this mother of 8. And who is she besides her motherhood? Who is she besides her wifehood? Who is she besides her entrepreneur journey? Like, who is she? You know, and I had to, and not had, because it's something that's currently happening. I'm getting back to bases, and I'm just really excited, you guys, really excited. But besides that, guys, like, tell me what I should be looking for in a nanny. Tell me what I should be looking for. I don't know if I like this lip combo. I literally was just putting on some like Fenty Beauty, the lip gloss that they have. And then I literally put on my NARS lipstick, and then I just do some.
Continue on Old St. Augustine Road for 1 mile.
Lip liner, whatever. So I don't know if I love it, but you guys will let me know in the comments how you feel about it. The lips are looking juicy, like, to say the very least. Lips are looking very juicy. But let me know what I should be looking for in a nanny, you guys. I did tell you guys that it's a full-time position. And like I was telling you guys, I was talking to someone yesterday, and I was explaining to them, like, my reason for being is like, excuse me, like, I can say, like, yeah, we operate, we don't need a nanny, we make do what we have, and we do what we do. And then it just hit me to a point where it's just like, but at what expense? At what expense am I like stretching myself so thin, where I'm trying to conduct so many things at one time. And I was talking to my sister in Christ, that's who I was talking to, and her and I was talking, and she was like, girl, please, like she was saying, yes Sam, like do it. And I was like, really? Like she's my sister, so her and I share the same heartbeat, like. And she was like, absolutely. She was like, I really think that you are at a place in your life where getting someone to come in and help you is not saying that you are weak. It is not saying that you can't do it. It is literally having someone there so that you can remain strong and that you can use your time more productively, right? More wisely, more efficiently. And her and I were talking, and she was just like, what else could you be doing? You know, how else could you be like growing your business? How else could you do it so much more if you wasn't stretched so thin? And it took some time, but I had to like really like get that understanding and really like, okay, God, I hear you. And then it had to go from
in 1,000 feet, turn right onto US 1 South.
GPS, guys. It had to go from a place of like, not just God, I hear you, but God, I'm listening. You know, I'm listening. And so I went the route of trying to find nannies through an agency, and the agency fees
at the light, turn right onto US 1 South.
Like, the fee is astronomical, you guys. The fee is literally, the finder's fee was $1,000, right? I think that was very reasonable. Like, if I need to just put on a search, finding nannies, that's the process. But the placement process, like once she does her you know, after she finds
in a quarter mile, keep right to stay on US 1 South.
Who we want the person to be and what we're looking for specifically, they do background checks, reference check, they do CPR, first aid requirements. That fee is 20% of that nanny's salary for the year. So if you think about it, like say for instance, you're gonna
keep right to stay on US 1 South
a year to work with you and your family. Hold on, guys. So say for instance, I want to pay the nanny $50,000 for the year, right? So you can break it down. Most nannies for my size family, they said the average like hourly rate is $25 an hour. That's the hourly like average rate. Of course, that's negotiable depending on experience and things of that nature. So if you think about $25 an hour for 30 hours, then you can kind of gauge and do the math from there. Then you times that by the 4.33 weeks, and then you times that for 12 months, and that's kind of roughly almost $50,000. So if they will take 20% of $50,000, off the top of my head, 20% of $50,000 would be what, $10,000 that you would have to pay. So you're paying the agency $10,000 the fee for placement, $1,000 for the actual search of the nanny. So you're coming out of pocket $11,000, and that has nothing to do with the actual nanny. So whatever the nanny charges you, and once you guys get to that understanding and that kind of agreement of what the nanny would charge, so you're coming out the pocket off the top $11,000, and then you actually have to pay the nanny their rate. So say for instance the nanny's rate is $1,000 a week. So $1,000 a week times approximately 4.33 weeks. Now you're talking about like $4,200 a month I'm paying for a nanny. Like, you know what I mean? And sometimes they want their money like I wouldn't say upfront, but they want it weekly, bi-weekly. So it's just like, wait a minute, this is expensive. So I did not go that route. I really kind of wanted to, because I was liking the lady I was talking to, was very nice. Then I was thinking about Arju Pair. I think it's like, is it maybe not Arju, but maybe U Pair or whatever. It's AU Pair, and they get you a nanny that is foreign, right? And she comes in and she can do it from 3 months to about, I think it said 18 months that she can work with you, but she will be a live-in nanny. So that kind of was like not red flag, but it kind of was like, you have to prepare yourself to want someone to live in your house who is not a relative. I don't know. You know what I mean? I just don't know. So that was an option. But I really did a part of me kind of was like okay with it, because I thought like, oh, it'd be so nice for my kids to learn a different culture. You know, I'm really about that stuff, my husband and I. So we was really thinking that. And then we were like, wait a minute, how much is that? Like, what's the catch-22? So the person got to live with you. You got to commit to that time. You'll pay them $195 a week. So that's very like, yay, I can do that. The fee for that agency is $10,500. And yes, that includes like their flight, that includes their temporary visa, that includes any kind of insurance and liability insurance. So that fee to me is a little bit more understandable than the fee for the other nanny agency. So, but I don't know if I want somebody to live with me. So I'm just like, oh man, like this is just, but it was nice to have that like new experience and being able to gain this knowledge, because I didn't even know something like this existed. So if you think of like exchange programs where students will come and live with you and you receive like a certain stipend and stuff like that, this is very similar to like that nanny, the RU pair or something, guys. But yeah, that was very similar. But we don't want no one. And my husband was like, I really don't want no one to live with us. And I was like, yeah, that can, like, and then I started reading on Reddit. It wasn't horror stories I was reading, but people were just saying like, this is something that you have to prepare yourself for. This is a commitment that you really, really, really have to commit yourself to, basically. So I was just like, yeah, let's not do that. So how was I finding people? I went into groups on Facebook, and you have so many groups. You kind of put your ad up, you kind of put like what you're looking for, and it's so funny because when you say like I have 8 kids, everyone's like, oh snap, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I know that kept my heart.
In 1.5 miles, use the right 2 lanes to take the Nocatee Parkway exit.
He was like, oh damn, so that's almost, it's like that. Like when I tell somebody I have 8 kids, they like, oh damn, like damn. And I'm just like, it's not that bad. Like, first of all, y'all already know my house is very like clean. My children are very well behaved. Do we have issues? Of course we do. Is it a little chaotic sometimes? Of course. But is it fun? Are you going to be respected? Are you going to have a nice, loving environment and family that you're going to be working for? Absolutely. You know what I mean? So, we just kind of went into the group, and I'm gonna be honest, like some people responded, and like immediately I was like, I started like retreating. Like, I don't even need a nanny. I don't even know what's my thought process. I don't need a nanny. We're fine. And my husband was like, babe, just interview. Like, and Lisa, I love Lisa, y'all. And Lisa was like, just keep an open mind. So then I was like, okay. And some of the people that was reaching out, they was showing me their credentials, they're sending me their resumes, and some of them was just like, I have a child too, so can my child come? Like one person was like, I have a 2-month-old, can my child come? And I'm just like, I mean, how is that gonna work? Like, so it was just different. But after you weed through a lot, and I guess that would be what that nanny agency would do, like they would weed through all of the applications. And in this process, Lisa and I was like weeding through it, like reading, like going through all of the applications that we had. We probably had like 22 applications that we had to look through, and then it was just some that kind of stuck out. It was some that I kind of was just like, okay, absolutely not. But I had to continue to like just trust God. I was praying on. I was like, okay, God, however you decide. I don't want to get in the way of you sending someone here that can truly be a blessing to my family, but I'm looking like, oh my goodness, I'm being very like hesitant. So I just had to pray on it, and I narrowed it down to about 3 people. And then once I told my children and my husband, they was like, before they even saw the person, they was just like, I just was telling them about the interview. They was like, yeah, that's the person, Mom. That's the person. I'm like, wait a minute, guys. You guys haven't even heard the res. And they was just really like, that's the person. And I was feeling that too, but I just wanted to do my due diligence.
In a 1/4 mile, use the right 2 lanes to take the Nocatee Parkway exit.
I just wanted to do my due diligence, you guys, of like conducting more interviews just because. And so I did that. My kids and my husband.
Use the right 2 lanes to take the Nocatee Parkway exit.
But we shall see. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I had some time as I was going, you know, from one place to another, drive.
Continue for 3
I
miles.
don't want to make this video longer than it needs to be, and it was just already long. So I just want to say I love you guys. Thank you so much for all of your prayers. Thank you guys for, like, I remember before I got on y'all was like, Sam, you need some help, and I was like, I don't need no help, stop it. And I just want to say thank you, because listen, what I always say, someone does the planting, someone does the watering, and God ultimately gets the increase. Okay, so don't feel bad sometimes when you be telling somebody something and they don't listen, but then somebody else can come and say the same thing that you've been saying, and they be like, oh my goodness, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. No, you can't feel like that, because one person may be assigned to plant the seed of knowledge, to plant the seed of new information, to plant the seed of new beginnings, right? And you may not see nothing. When you plant a seed, you don't see nothing immediately, but someone else is assigned to come and actually water that seed that you planted. So to come and shower that seed of wisdom and knowledge that you have set forth in this particular person or over this family, right? And y'all both wondering, like, who's gonna see the increase, when the increase gonna come, because I did the water and I did the seeding and nothing came. So, you know, I didn't see nothing coming from that, but God ultimately gets the
In 2 miles, use the right lane to take the Crosswater Parkway exit toward Nocatee Town Center.
I pray that God continue to shine his face upon you. I pray that you will have a marvelous day, and I pray that I get this video out to y'all on today. Okay, I love y'all.